Chris Mackowski of Emerging Civil War. I'm standing across the street from the Massachusetts state capitol with the monument for the 54th Massachusetts behind me. The regiment was raised in the wake of the release of the Emancipation Proclamation as the first black regiment, and it was highly symbolic. Even though their record of action isn't necessarily extensive or exhaustive, it's highly symbolic. And of course they made it into the movie Glory, so we all know about what happened to them in Charleston at Battery Wagner. But what's amazing about this regiment is that their story is so much more than that. They were trailblazers in incredible, amazing ways, and that includes the white officers, including Colonel Robert Gould Shaw. The unit will eventually train at Camp Meigs, be transferred down to South Carolina, where they'll be placed in the 10th Corps under Quincy Gilmore. They take part in operations around Charleston, which culminate, of course, for the regiment at the Battle of Battery Wagner. Colonel Shaw is actually killed on the parapets. The unit loses about 40% of its men, most of them missing and presumed dead, with 20 confirmed casualties. And then things kind of quiet down there for the regiment. The Union Army still doesn't capture the battery, and they have to do some jockeying before they're finally able to secure their position there in Charleston. The regiment's other big action is the Battle of Lusty down in Florida. But as I said, it's not necessarily their combat record that is so crucial as it is the symbolism of the fact that here we have African-American men, many of them former slaves, who are able to enlist in the Army and fight for their freedom. And they will be among thousands and thousands and thousands of black men who will go and answer their nation's call and prove their manhood as Americans, not just as black men, not just as former slaves, but as Americans, and have a stake in the American story. The monument behind us was dedicated in 1897 by Auguste Saint-Gaudens. It's become a highly visible reminder of the history of this unit, not only because of their fame, because of its placement here on the edge of Boston Common across from the Capitol, but it's also become highly symbolic in its own right to tell the story of the United States Colored Troops. Here in Boston with Chris White behind the camera, thank you so much for your help. I'm Chris Mackowski. Thank you for all you do. We'll see you online and on the battlefield.